And for our group tonight, I thought we did some good things. Certainly Poindexter got off to a great start in the first half. I thought defensively, we gave up the early threes to 35. She really got it the first couple, but we did a great job on 14 tonight. She comes into the game as a really, really good shooter. We don't give her anything from three tonight. I thought, for the most part, we had pretty good communication. Even though we had some players that were maybe playing a little different spot or maybe some extended minutes, I thought overall this is a really good win for us.
Do you think it was beneficial to your team to have this early season challenge where they are maybe playing more minutes than they would in an early season game, and just having to find other solutions besides going to Lee?
Well, I think it is what it is. You've got to take advantage of whatever the situation is. I think, we would prefer to be playing with our roster so that we were working on playing together better and everybody, in sync. But having said that, there's experiences that players are getting. We had some interesting spots on the floor on certain calls, and sometimes, quite frankly, we called the wrong thing with people in the game and had to go back and go, no, don't run that, run this. So, I think staff did a really good job, but there were mistakes there as well. I called out something, and everybody looked at me like, and then I realized, okay, Moppin doesn't know that spot. I've got to get something else in there, and then defensively, one of the things I think we've got to grow up there, particularly at the bench when we switch coverages. And that communication has got to continue to get better. And while you can do it in practice, there's nothing like the game pressure to do it. There's nothing like the game speed to do it.
The challenge last year and then your goal in the offseason was to figure out who can come in when Lee's on the bench if she's not able to play or just needs a breather. What did you see from the people that you had filling in for her today, and who did you like out there?
Well, Kennedy gave us a really good low post presence. I think Kennedy continues to do a pretty solid job of keeping people off the glass. But she gave us a good low post presence when she was in the game. I think her communication is improving in the pick and roll coverages, but it's got to get better. I thought Amani's second stretch was better than the early part, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for improvement. I thought Maupin was better the second and third time in the game. So, and I think Belmont runs really good stuff. So this is not an easy coverage. So it wouldn't have been an easy coverage with Lee because, as we know, these mid-major teams that can play the pick-and-pop group can do that. They can give true centers trouble. So we knew coming into this game, regardless, this was going to be challenging.
Your top three scorers tonight all came to you from the transfer portal. Just how important has that been for you and your staff to be able to get out there and identify quality talent that meets your needs, bring them in and fit them in quickly, and what have you done to make that happen?
Oh, it's the way of college athletics now. While 70% of our roster has been players that started with us, every year there's going to be needs that you've got to be able to fill in the transfer portal. Hopefully those needs come from graduation, and that's how our needs have come. But you don't always know, and you've just got to be ready. So credit to my staff for doing a good job of identifying who fits what I'm looking for and who fits what all the things that we want in a player, not just on the basketball floor, but work ethic, chemistry-wise, character, all the above.
When I say Tamara Poindexter, what comes to mind?
She seems just so effortless at times out there, right? And very instinctual, Mm-hmm. And smart. She is picking up things that we're wanting her to pick up. And I noticed that right away in the summer when we were going through a lot of plays, right? And she was out there with veterans, and we're running action that we've ran, so everybody knows it. And she didn't take long to pick it up. Wow. And so all those things come to mind.
What impresses you most about her at this stage? It's only been 2 games, but it really looks like she's, like you said, really clicked.
I've been impressed with her from the start of just how she wanted to acclimate herself with her teammates. I did want her to be more aggressive, but that hasn't been a problem in the 2 games. I think she's found the right balance of aggressiveness and making the right play. So there are things she's got to improve defensively. She had a stretch tonight where I didn't think she played through fatigue very well. She's got to play through that fatigue better. She was forced into a more ball handling role tonight, and I thought she did a pretty good job for the most part. So smart player, intelligent, got a little swagger to her game, fun to watch.
And her potential is what?
Oh, I think she has a ton of potential in terms of she'll play this game after college. Where that's at, who knows, whether that's Europe or whether she can make that jump. To make that jump, she'll have to improve her ball handling. She'll have to improve her physicality to like the WNBA. But I think, right now, she just wants to – she came here for a reason, right? She came here to play with an established team. She came here to play at the highest level. And she has come right in and done a great job.
Back to Kennedy, playing defense, obviously her post play is really good, but playing away from the hoop, did you have a sense of how comfortable she was with that heading into tonight?
Well, I didn't think when we first got her that was an area that was very good. But, if you've been around our program, one of the great stories I tell people, when Lee redshirted, when she got cleared in January, I told Lee, you guard every player. You're a basketball player. You guard the three-point line because centers, the best centers in the country, do it all. They don't just sit in the paint. So get the high school mentality out of your brain. And Lee was unbelievable that year. And I tell that story to every center coming in. So when Kennedy came in, I told her, you need to understand, the drill work, you are treated like a basketball player. So when we run what we call 3-on-3 ball screen drill, we force them to guard one side of the floor. We force them to sprint to the other to guard a shooter. And so that starts from day one of our work. Kennedy had trouble with that early, but she guarded, number 14, you go last year when they beat Georgia by 26. This team beat Georgia by 26. Number 14 went 9 of 15 from 3. We came into this game, the minute we saw the lineup that they went with, and they went with 14 playing the 5, we were like, she's trying to get 16 threes, and she got 0 makes tonight and only 4 attempts. So she's made big strides. And it's a really lengthy answer to one question.
Well, when Yoki used to not be in the lineup, probably you had a different playbook, right?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that you can stay with the bread and butter with the play of Kennedy Taylor?
Well, I think we could stay with some of it, some of it. But what was challenging tonight about staying with some of it was just the other lineups that we had on the floor with that. But you did see in the second half where we were able to run some stuff that have been bread and butters for Yoki because she is strong down low, and when she has an advantage down there, she does a pretty good job of using it.
Thank you very much. Coach, what did you learn about your group from a depth standpoint tonight, having a couple key players that weren't in there?
Well, I learned substitutions weren't real hard tonight. It wasn't real challenging to there was only 3 over there, or 4, I guess, total. But, I felt all along we had quality depth. You never want to have injuries or you never want to have things. Fortunately, I think that our 2 injuries are just – they probably could have gone tonight, but because the opportunity to have a week where we don't play again. We didn't want to have a setback there. But what I learned is that our group that played tonight plays pretty well together. We shoot over 50% tonight. We move the ball. We match them small ball at times, which we have really not practiced at all in practice. We really haven't, and they really did a nice job with the circumstances of the game.
And how crucial is it to have a week between this one and the next one to get Yoki and maybe Taryn back involved?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll definitely be good because Yoki could have gone tonight in it, but I just would feel better if she wasn't at 85%. And I think that she'll be really, really good here through the weekend, and that'll give her good practice time. Taryn, I think, will be the same way. I think it'll be good for the weekend, and hopefully we won't have any lingering effects after that.
Coach, Kennedy and Tamira, they look so comfortable on and off the court, and we're 2 games into the season. Who do you credit that to?
I think probably they deserve the credit for coming in right away, and because you're coming into a veteran team, but I also think our team's just a very welcoming team. It's an easy team to come into. It's an easy team in the locker room. They're just good people, and they just welcome people, and they want like-minded players around them, and Kennedy and Tamira have both mixed in very well. So they deserve a lot of credit for stepping into a fairly established locker room. That's not always easy. But our team also does a great job, I think, with embracing whoever we bring in.
And then
But that all starts in the recruiting process. Even though the transfer portal's quick, right? Our players don't get to know them very quickly. It's pretty quick.
And then just one more question on Kennedy. She was getting really into it late in the third quarter, very emotional, into the game, excited. Talk a little bit about the importance of having that as a newcomer, that energy that she brings on and off the court.
Yeah, it probably helped as well because she had played Belmont 3 times last year. And, so she knew Belmont. She knew how good they were. And she told our team, these guys are good. And her body language in the locker room, when I was talking about the scout, she was able to tell everybody, hey, she's really good, guys. She's quick. She's good. So I think she was excited to play them. She had some success against them a year ago. But, she's a fiery player that, that kind of passion is fun to see.
All righty. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you.